Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to Larry King Law's Langley Speedway. It's Traffic Safety Supplies race night here in Hampton. Ready to get after it here. Seven races on the docket this evening across 6 divisions, headlined by the Hoosier Driver Late Models Twin 50s. We'll take you through the docket here in just a minute. Temperatures are in the mid-90s with the heat index much higher. It is a warm afternoon. The Cycle City Corp Bandoleros are ready to get after it. Adam Elbrock up here in the tower with you. Buck Roos is down on pit lane, ready to sweat it out with us and have some fun here for, again, 7 divisions. Bandoleros, we just mentioned, the Hoosier Driver Late Models, Larry King Law Modifieds, the Old School Video Games, Super Streets, the Virginia 811.com Pro 6, and the Cycle City Corp Legends going to cap off the evening. It's all getting started here in a matter of moments. Group style qualifying for the Bandos, going to be 3 cars, or I guess just maybe 2 cars at the time. 5 laps, slowest to fastest based on speed. See who gets the pole for Mosquito Joe pole qualifying, the first division getting set to go. But these are the young drivers, the stars of today and tomorrow, as Brian likes to say, the young up-and-comers cutting their teeth in grassroots racing. Should be just a few more moments and we'll have cars rolling here. Looks like Tuggy Case, Logan, Biscuit Boy, Furman ready to go in the first group. This is race number 6 of the Bandolero season. They were last on track July 5th. Here at Langley Speedway. That was Penelope Carlisle getting it done that night, her first career Langley win. Want to give a shout out to our friends at Traffic Safety Supplies. They are the sponsor of the race. And as we mentioned, they have 4 locations in Virginia, race fans: Yorktown, Fishersville, Gainesville, and Lorton. They offer PPE, road marking supplies, custom signs, and MOT equipment sales and rentals. Stop by one of their booths today and enter for a chance to win a free Yeti cooler giveaway. That's right. They're going to do a drawing that will take place before the Legends feature or the 7th race later this evening. Go ahead and visit them. They're in the Midway. When you come out to the racetrack for tonight's festivities, come on out and see them. They're located all throughout the Midway. They've got a couple of booths set up ready to speak to you, and again, you can win a Yeti cooler courtesy of our friends over at Traffic Safety Supplies. Their banner sits over at the entrance to turn number 3. Again, we're very thankful for their support, not only keeping our roads safe, but also allowing us to come out and have some fun here on a warm Saturday evening in Hampton. 7 days removed from the 2025 Hampton Heat, which we saw last Saturday and, well, even part of Sunday. It was Matt Waltz that got the win. Matt's not here tonight racing in the late models, but a bunch of drivers that raced last week are. We'll cover that more later in just a few moments. The late models will be the final group to qualify here. Like I said, the Bandos will be up first. Super Streets are going to be the second group. Modifieds will be third on deck. The Pro 6 will be fourth. Legends will qualify 5th, and then the late models will be the final group. 6 divisions again, courtesy of our friends at Mosquito Joe for Mosquito Joe pole qualifying. Be sure to give Rob Rummels and his team a shout when you're here. They're here each and every week. Of course, sponsor a multitude of race cars for Mad Dog Motorsports. Very, very iconic machines. The bright green and silver and yellow that we see each and every week. These cars are on the racetrack. We'll see them. We actually won't see them tonight. Their groups don't race the U-Cars and the Grand Stocks, so no race cars tonight, but we know Rob and his team will be here having a great time, and again, big thanks to them for their support. Mosquito Joe Pole Qualifying, proud sponsor of Pole Qualifying, on live here on Facebook and YouTube each and every Saturday that we're at the racetrack. Could not do it without their support. Bandoleros again lined up on the pit lane. Let's give a little recap of the first 5 races of the season. It's been very dominant for driver 3, talking about Landon Burbidge. Landon has won the first 4 events of the season. Didn't get it done the most recent time out, but he ended up finishing second. Again, that was Penelope Carlisle that got the win. She got her first career Langley win after picking up a couple up at Dominion Raceway. She's been racing at Charlotte, kind of all over the place. Driver 38 has been getting around and making that look very, very easy. She's had success just about everywhere she's gone. Finally added her name to the winners list here at Langley a couple of weeks ago. She's been running a part-time schedule this season, so sits outside the top 5 in points. Landon, with those 4 wins, leads the way over Nevaeh Edwards. Nevaeh, multi-time Langley winner herself, second in the point standings. Her teammate Leo Bennett, currently third. Georgia Causey, the veteran, in fourth. And sophomore competitor Jace Rogers is 5th in points as it stands right now. As I look down on the racetrack, don't see the Jace Rogers machine. So maybe some issues for Jace and his team. They were out here for practice earlier, but hopefully they can get back out onto the racetrack. And Buck's got more on the pit lane. What's going on, my friend?
Yeah, they had that car up on jack stands out there a little while ago, and looked like they might be doing a motor change out there. I know they were really underneath it looking at some stuff, so hopefully we'll be out here for the feature later on tonight.
Keep an eye on the youngster, the youngest competitor here at Langley, just 8 or 9 years old, Jace Rogers in the number 3 machine. The other 3 we mentioned, Landon Burbich, 4 wins in 5 starts, looking for win 5 here this evening. Got a few other drivers here that might have something to say about it. It'll be fun to watch. Again, this is race number 1 on the docket. 15 laps for the stars of today and tomorrow. Very, very similar style racing we see at the national level. Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Very wide open around the bottom of the racetrack. Cannot go below the apron to advance your position. Drivers looking for friends. The more friends you have, the faster you go. We'll see that again to kick us off. The Hoosier driver late models will have race number 2. Twin 50s for them, 7 days removed from the second leg of the Triple Crown. Larry King Law Modified, it's just 1 race for them. 40 laps is the distance. The old school video game Super Streets, 40 laps for them as well. Late models will have race number 5 for their second of 2 twins. The Virginia811.com Pro 6. That's race 6. And the Cycle City Corp Legends going to cap off the evening here tonight. Good to have the Super Streets and Legends back with us. They were supposed to race last weekend for the Hampton Heat, but Mother Nature was not quite, not too thrilled to see them race, so she decided that we weren't going to have them. And so we ended up racing late models and ultimately had to call it. It was a late evening. Appreciate everybody that came out here 7 days ago. We hope you come out and join us again tonight. Weather is a lot better, as you can see here with the wide shot. Looking at the racetrack, very, very minimal cloud cover. It is on the warm side, so make sure everybody is staying hydrated. Make sure you've got plenty of drinks and plenty of ice to cool down. If you're sitting in the grandstands, the sun kind of hits that area first, so definitely plan ahead for that. When the sun goes down, it is going to be pretty much perfect weather for racing. When it cools off, the sun sets behind turn 3, and you can enjoy a great night of racing. Again, 6 divisions, 7 races, all courtesy of our friends at Traffic Safety Supplies. So it should be just a few more minutes, and we're going to see the young stars get after it. A couple of cars still getting buttoned up, and we're getting ready to roll for the first round of Mosquito Joe pole qualifying. A little bit on the warm side, as we mentioned. That's going to affect the way that these cars handle. The sun baking this racetrack all the way around. A little bit of shade on the back stretching into turn 3, but other than that, it is bright sunshine. It's going to be hot, slick, and Bucky's drivers are going to have their hands full. Doesn't really matter what division it is. When the sun is out, the track very temperature sensitive from what I hear a lot across the board. And they're not going to be too thrilled with the way the car handles in order to go fast. Looking back at some of the practice speeds for the Cycle City Corp Bandoleros, it was no surprise Landon Burbich led the way, driver 3 quickest by a couple of tenths in practice, so keep your eye on the number 3 machine. He didn't get the pole last time we were qualifying the Bandos. That was Penelope Carlisle. She put it on pole for the 3rd time this season. Went on to win that race, as we mentioned, so see if driver 3 and team have made the right adjustments and can go after that number 38. Penelope is here in the field, looking to go back-to-back. See who can get the pole again. Penelope and Landon, the only 2 pole winners from this season. Somebody looking to add their name to the list, like Nevaeh Edwards, Leo Bennett, Georgia Causey, drivers top 5 in points that have yet to find victory lane this season. Nevaeh has done it a couple of years in succession, but not this year, but that could very well change. Driver 02 is headed to the racetrack. The first driver to lay down a time is going to be young Nevaeh Edwards, multi-time race winner here at Langley Speedway. Driver 02 on the racetrack, coming around to see the green flag fly. Watching Braden Farron in the number 37 also turn some laps at the moment. It's Nevaeh Edwards quickest with a 21.182. Driver 02 looking for her first pole of the season. Braden also looking for his first pole this year. He's on a part-time schedule on that number 37. Coming off turn number 4, what does the 37 have in store? A 22.7, so about a second and some change off of the Nevaeh Edwards lap. Nevaeh goes even faster there on lap number 3. Again, each driver getting 5 laps on the racetrack. 21.062 is what everybody will be shooting for at the moment. Still got a couple more laps to go. It seems like these cars get faster each and every lap. The drivers find their mistakes and kind of make up for them each and every time they go across the board.
Yeah, something pretty cool about these cars is they actually run slicks. So they're little itty-bitty tires, but they are Hoosier slicks. So there's no tread whatsoever. So just like you see in late model stock cars, it takes about 2 laps for the heat to really get in those right side tires, start biting into the racetrack. As you see, Nevaeh Edwards is now, it's gone into the into the 20s now. 20.876 looks like it's going to be that time that you were talking about, Adam, for the bar for everybody else to try to aim at.
And it's a good thing that run ended when it did, because she had caught the number 37 of Braden Farron. So good news for the 02. She caught him, but ended up going faster on her final lap. So indeed, that lap time getting a little bit smaller as we see Farron cross the stripe. Now 22.480, the lap of record for the 37. First of 2 cars to put down a lap. Nevaeh got to pull it down into the pit lane and go over things with the crew. I had a chance to talk to her and her mom last week and talked about the adjustments that they've made this year with that Edwards team. They brought in a new car, as we talked about, Leo Bennett, her teammate, new for this year, the rookie competitor, just behind her, 3rd in points. Been a little bit of an adjustment for her in that race team to kind of get acclimated, but she said things are finally starting to click and the results are showing it. They are 2nd and 3rd in points as it stands right now, trailing Landon Burbage. So Edwards team very, very strong at the moment. We'll see if they can get their first win on the season. Next 2 drivers on the track, it's Logan Furman, Biscuit Boy in the number 5. Penelope Carlisle, the most recent winner in the 38, multi-time pole winner this season. If you're looking for a driver to maybe upset Landon, well, don't look any further than that number 38. She did it just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, she's been one of the ones, along with Landon, that has been making the trip down to Charlotte Motor Speedway as well. The young lady drove one night from 18th starting spot all the way up into the top 5 at one point. But, man, a lot of contact happens down there. But she was still able to salvage a top 10 out of the evening, even coming back through the field. So Penelope Carlisle, good wheel girl, I guess you'd say.
She's been getting it done not only at Charlotte, but up at Dominion, as we mentioned. Multiple wins up there. Finally, check Langley off of the list. Team 38, sponsored by 108 Solutions, Detail World, My Logo Man, Shepherd's Heating and Air, Edward Jones, Old Roosting Box, Brickyard Bulls, Good Bees Remodeling, Pepperidge Farm, All American Mobility, Sherwin-Williams, Ashton Innovations, and just a few more. That car is absolutely stellar here at Langley, as we mentioned. It's very sharp as well, with bright pink and black colors on the 38. She is fast here again today, 20.456. Some 0.4 of a second clear of the Nevaeh Edwards lap. That is a statement from the 38. Logan right now is P3, 21.040 seconds. Mid-Atlantic Territory Wrestling, Goods Automotive, Design Comfort Heating and Cooling, Alpine Roofing, Stonewall Collision, Lee Barefoot Real Estate, Kyle & Sons Mechanical partners on the number 5 for Biscuit Boy, as he's called, Logan Furman, 20.937. Just about a 10 or so off of Nevaeh in second. He's going to be looking for more here. White flag will have one more shot at it here as he goes across the stripe. He'll pick up right there. He's going to have one more go. Penelope goes across the stripe, 20.416, just shaving off little bits and pieces of the lap as she goes around, now completing her 4th trip. Let's see if anybody can improve on lap number 5. Biscuit Boy swings it off turn number 4, coming to the checkered. 20.881, some 5/1000ths of a second off of the Nevaeh Edwards lap, 2nd and 3rd. Very, very tight. Penelope slows down a bit. She stays P1.
Yeah, great lap. 20.416, definitely a nice lap to try to shoot for the rest of this field in Mosquito Joe qualifying. But Logan Furman just steadily was climbing that and chopping time off lap by lap. So the 5 car looking like it might be stout for race time, because in those 5 laps, gained nearly a full second.
That's just what we were talking about, that lap 1 to lap 5 interval. Very, very crucial here for these drivers. Man, just because they're youngsters, they may not be going that fast. Doesn't mean it's not going to be close. 5 1,000s at 876 to 881 between Nevaeh and Logan. Second, third, very, very close. We'll see who can maybe upset the Penelope Carlisle machine. Will anybody have anything for that lap? A couple of fast cars on track. About a top 5 in points, third and fourth as it stands right now. There is the number 16, Leo Bennett, the rookie out of the Nevaeh Edwards team camp, making his first handful of starts here at Langley. And Georgia Causey on track, the veteran in the number 31. New look for that team this year. Sharp, sharp colors on it. Georgia, just one of the veterans that gets most everything out of that race car every time they're on the racetrack. Still looking for her first win, but that car could do it any single week she's out here. It is absolutely in the mix. Don't count her out. Let's see if they can get it done. What does Leo have for his first lap? He's going to go up to fourth, 20.922 seconds. That's about a half a tenth off the Logan Furman lap. Georgia just behind him in P5.
Across the stripe comes the 31 of Causey, and how about jumping up to second quick now? Two young ladies now making up the front row at the moment, a 20.766 for the 31, Adam.
Actually, it was 3 young ladies there for a second. Leo just dethroned Nevaeh for third. So it's Penelope, Georgia, Leo, and Nevaeh, your top 4 as it stands right now. Everybody's still chasing that 24.16 that Penelope had put down. Georgia a little bit slower there on lap 2, 20.729. She's about 3/10 change off of that lap. Leo, some 14 1,000ths off of Georgia. P3, 20.774. Right now it's Nevaeh still fourth, Logan Furman, and Braden Fair, the 6 drivers. Fourth lap for Georgia, a little bit quicker again, 20.688 seconds to 31, just chipping away at it for the moment. Leo, what has he got? A little bit slower there, 20.823. Drivers are going to have one more shot at it this time around. Checkered flag is in the air. What does lap 5 have for the 31? Can Georgia go to the top? No, not quite, 20.644. Still sees her second by about 2/10. See Leo now cross the line. Leo goes still third, but quicker, just stays in third, 20.744. So it's exactly a tenth from second to third, and another tenth and some change back to Nevaeh in fourth. So very, very tight from second on back, but the gauntlet of a lap laid down by Penelope. It's created a little bit of breathing room between her and the rest of the field. See if anybody has anything for it. There are 2 drivers left to take a crack at it. It's going to be Tuggy Case and Landon Burbage. Count out either one of these drivers. They have been in the mix just about every single week. Tuggy's going to make his way to the racetrack. There goes car number 1. And Landon Burbage, 4 times a winner this season, looking for win number 5. Every single time, just about every single time he wins, he started on the pole. So that 3 car very, very fast. Could take down the 38. We're getting ready to find out.
Everybody down here is pulling out the cell phones now. They're all watching for the times for this 3 machine and the 1 machine, the Tuggy Case. Tuggy, great effort, a little defensive driving down at Charlotte this past Tuesday in race number 2. They went down into turn 1. They started wadding them up left and right, spinning to the inside and the outside, and he split the gap and ended up having a great restart and a great race in race number 2 down there for these Bandolero machines. And Tuggy up to the top 4, 20.869.
Good opening lap for Tuggy right now. Buck mentioned P4, Landon Burbage, P7. Not a great opening lap for the 3B machine. As it stands, he is 7th out of 8. Tuggy's working his way through turns 3 and 4, swinging the back end off the corner. Goes across the stripe. They say loose is fast. Certainly that is the case. He goes even quicker to P3, 20.706. Burbage right there, up to second. Great improvement for the 3, 20.544. Some tenth and maybe a 3/4 off of the Penelope Carlisle lap. That's what Tuggy has on his 3rd trip around. Tuggy's going to stay fourth, 20.733, falls off by about 3/100ths. Can Burbage go to the top? Yes, he can. 20.321. That is going to just about do it. Burbage quickest by almost a tenth. He is going to dethrone car 38.
Still got Tuggy to go ahead and take a couple of shots at it right now in 4th, but like you said, still slower on lap number 4, down to a 7:40 that time. And Burbage even goes quicker, a 20.246, Adam.
And they're not done. The driver could easily pull it in, but he's not satisfied. 20.246. The Bucks Point going to go even quicker here on this lap. Let's see if lap number 5 is any faster. Case across the stripe. Can he improve? Yeah, he's going to go to third. 20.608 seconds. Car number 1, third quickest. And just a tick slower for Landon on lap number 5. But it does not matter. Burbage is your pole sitter. Driver 3 gets it done. Sponsored by Carteret County. He's a former Carteret County Speedway champion, a Southern National Speedway champion, New River Speedway champion. Very, very decorated racer. The Matthews Cattle number 3 Chevrolet. Going to start on pole one more time. And this season, let's take you through your starting lineup. Presented by our friends at Cycle City Corp. Landon Burbage, your pole sitter, alongside Penelope Carlisle, the only 2 winners this season. Tuggy Cates, Georgia Causey have row 2. Leo Bennett, Neve Edwards, teammates in row 3. Logan Furman, Braden Farron in row 4. And Jace Rogers with the qualifying attempt not happening for driver 3. He will start shotgun on the field. 9 drivers ready to start us off for tonight's first feature of 7. The Cycle City Corp Bandoleros have wrapped up qualifying here, presented by Mosquito Joe. Up next, it's the old school video game Super Streets, the old school Monte Carlos ready to do battle. They are race number 4 of the docket. Again, that's race 4 out of 7. Traffic Safety Supplies race night. ready to get back after it with Mosquito Joe pole qualifying. Angelo Stellan in the number 72 on the racetrack. First driver to go out. New look for Angelo this year, the white and blue colors on that race car. 19.535 seconds. That's the first lap of record that anybody has seen so far. So let's see if Angelo can find a little bit of speed here on lap 2. He's looking to have a good result, but a tough year for that team up to this point. Checkered flag is in the air. It does pick up about a couple of tenths, 19.377 seconds. Great lap for the 72. Next driver on track, this is Chris Spangler in the number 33, former Wacky Wednesday official, now full-time in the Super Streets. Got a picture of him right there on the door, so looking good. Chris, that car has had great speed this year. They've got a new sponsor on board, Julian Donnie Wilson aboard the number 33. Chris has had great success in the first half of 2025. 19.291. He's going to go straight to the top out of the two drivers so far. Driver 33, multiple top fives this year, looking for his first win. Tell you what, could be playing spoiler here before we know it. That car is getting closer and closer each and every week it hits the racetrack. Off turn 4 for the final time. Goes quicker again. 19.054 seconds. Good lap for the 33.
Yeah, Spangler's a very consistent racer, too. I mean, just a lot of times he's had great front runs, and then he's been caught up in other people's messes. And I'll tell you what, the young man, when he does finish a race and then nothing happens to him, he's been top 5, top 3 a few times out here as Joe Stuck takes green flag.
Joe Stuck just one position ahead of Spangler in points, P4. Corey Bradley tied for 5th entering this evening, so great speed out of the 41 as well. We'll see him coming up next. Right now it is Joe Stuck, as Buck mentioned, 19.132 seconds. About 3/4 of a tenth off of the Chris Spangler lap. Been an up and down year for Joe. There was a time and point where they thought they may not race much more this year. They were looking for some help. That car definitely not blank anymore. It's got plenty of great partners across Mercury Mulch on the quarter panel, just to name one. 18.950 seconds. Joe Stuck to the top.
Yeah, he said he'd love to pull it into Dale Lemon's victory lane tonight. And he said the car felt good in practice, so backing up those statements with that qualifying effort for Stuck.
Joe Stuck, the sophomore competitor, puts it P1 at the moment. About a tenth of a second separating he and Chris Spangler at the top. Here's the aforementioned Corey Bradley, tied with Spangler for 5th in points. Sharp looking at number 41. Goes from blue to pink there on the bottom of the race car. Very nice fade there for Corey. He's had pretty good speed this season, and backing it up right now, 19.053 seconds. A 1/1000th of a second gap between Corey and Chris. Second and third, it is very, very tight. Bradley's going to improve, or actually no, falls off just a little bit on lap 2. 19.053-054. It is extremely tight here for second and third. Here's Gordon Weeks on track, former series champion in the Super Streets. GT Weeks Construction number 20. He's had a quiet year up to this point. P3 in points, still looking for that first win. It's been actually about a year or so since Gordon's been doing it. That car very, very consistent, as proven by his point position. No wins, but still third, right behind Jacob Wood, who is second. Everybody trailing Sammy Gaeta. Gordon Weeks on lap 1, very, very fast. 18.976 seconds, about a 1/4 of a tenth separating the top two as it stands. A 950 to 976. Joe Stuck to Gordon Weeks. Here comes Gordon off a turn 4, dirt tracking it, swinging the back end out of the corner, and he goes to the top even with the slide. 18.929 on the stopwatch. That's about 2/100ths of a second quicker than Joe Stuck, but man, he was getting after it off the corner. We got problems for the Josh Perry machine. Driver 42 with a bunch of smoke out of the back end of that race car. I'm not sure if maybe it overheated or the motor let go, but he has parked it down on pit lane. So problems for the 42. Josh has been out here in weeks past, has a new look this weekend. Did not get a chance to come back around to the green flag, so that's the good news for the 42. There you see him parked in the pit lane, that blue and white number 42 machine. Right beside him is Gordon Weeks. So they're going to go down there and look at that race car, and hopefully we can get the 42 on track for qualifying. But in the meantime, we're going to switch over to Tim Richmond, or Blake Wood as he's known around here, number 27 machine. Blake in his second full-time season out of the Woods Garage team. And actually, our scoreboard is showing Caleb Wood, so we'll check that. This is usually Blake Wood behind the wheel right now. Caleb Wood being shown behind the wheel. And the Woods Garage, number 27, on track. Very, very sharp-looking ride. It's been fast this season.
Yeah, just talked to Josh Perry. He said the transmission stopped operating in the machine as he came off of turn number 2, so he went ahead and just aimed it down pit road, so that's all the smoke you saw was a little bit of transmission fluid getting on the headers.
Tough break for the 42 team. Hopefully they get that car buttoned up for race time. They've got a little bit of time getting that race 4 on the docket. Love to see that sharp-looking ride out here competing for a win. Right now, watching Caleb Wood turn some laps. He has currently scored 6th out of 6, 19.490 seconds. As he parks it into the pit lane, we shift our focus to another Tim Richmond throwback, the car that Blake Wood used to drive. This is Parker Wood, their brother. Great to have Parker out here with us. He was supposed to race last weekend. Unfortunately, didn't get to with the rain that came in. This is the look-alike to the number 27. Actually, just the number 2, as you see there on the door. They've covered up the number 7. Parker is a brother to Blake and Jacob, who race out here every single week. So he wanted to try his hand at it. They said, all right, we've got a spare car. We'd love to have you out, Parker. So great to have him out here making his debut. 19.471 seconds. Puts him 6th, just ahead of Caleb as it stands right now. Lap 2, just a little quicker. 19.775, so good lap for the number 2 car, not the 27, 2 car on track for Reno Marchetti and the Woods Garage team. Speaking of Reno Marchetti, he's had his hand in this car. This is the Landon Abbott number 70 machine. Landon's got a win already this year. He's another former champion and running a part-time schedule. Always a car to keep an eye on whenever he's at the racetrack. Doesn't matter if he's full-time or not. He's fast, and what do you know it, straight to the top.
Yeah, 18.876 for Landon Abbott. Setting the way right now, Mosquito Joe Pole qualifying for the old school video game Super Street Machines. Past champion in this series. The paint scheme on this car comes from a limited sportsman, late model sportsman days racer, Roy D. Groom. Little throwback, he used to be a 0X, and that's what that shifter in the X on behind the number is. And so Landon and them putting his number 70 right in front of that. Now it slows down on lap 2, 19.084, but he's already done the damage to the field with that 18.876.
Right now it's half a tenth to separate he and Gordon Weeks at the top. Another 200 back to Joe Stuck in 3rd. Here's the other member of the Woods Garage team. This is Jacob Wood in the number 28 Cale Yarborough throwback. He got a win here last year. Still looking for his first win this year. That 28 car, another force to be reckoned with in this category. Jacob is extremely fast, and only in his 2nd year, he has picked it up very, very quickly. P2 in points as it stands right now. Very good speed out of the 28, right behind the dominant Sammy Gaeta. Right now, Jacob is 4th, 18.959 seconds, 9/1000 separating Joe Stuck and Jacob Wood on row 2. Well, here's Mr. Super Street. As of lately, Sammy Gaeta, the Frontline Motorsports, number 21 Chevrolet. 4 wins on the year. He's the most recent division winner as well. It has been a great season for Sammy. Another track championship. Only 1 win last year. Ended up not winning the championship, so what difference a year makes. Lap 1 is good for P3. 18.948 seconds. 2 1,000ths clear of Joe Stuck in 4th, and another 2 100ths put him 2nd. Can he get there? Off turn 4, is it enough? No, he slows down to a 19.0. 18.948, the lap for Sammy. He is currently 3rd as it stands right now.
I'll tell you what, buddy, these cars are very tight. Gentleman climbing into his, he's getting ready to crank it up and go across the track. But Angelo Stelling, man, I'll tell you what, these cars, this is a wild division, man.
Yeah, it's pretty competitive. I mean, we're all so tight. I'm pretty happy with how I did. I've had a pretty rough season, the whole season, so finally had a rough lap, so pretty happy with it.
Go, buddy. Well, remember, it's the last lap that pays the money, right? Not these two. Good luck tonight. Angelo Stelling, just want to get a quick word in with him because one of those drivers moving up into the Super Street class, and so he's trying to get his feet more wet to this series. And like you said, he's had a little bit of bad luck, but a good run for the young man. It looks like he's going to be starting 8th tonight.
Yeah, as we look down, that is going to do it. Top 6 top 5 drivers, all within a tenth of a second. It is very, very tight to Bucks Point. Landon Abbott is going to be your pole sitter, 18.876, the lap of record. Gordon Weeks going to line up in second. Sammy Gate is going to start third. That's his worst qualifying effort of the season. Keep your eye on the 21. He's going to have some work to do. Joe Stuck will be fourth. Jacob Wood's going to start fifth. Corey Bradley will start in sixth. Chris Spangler seventh. Angelo Stell, we just heard from, going to start P8. Parker Wood, Caleb Wood in 9th and 10th. Sean Calloway and Josh Perry, 11th and 12th. Both did not qualify, so they will start shotgun on the field. Coming up next, it's the Modifieds presented by Larry King Law. They will be on track next for a scuff session, and then they'll have their green, white checkered qualifying laps. That's all coming up next on Mosquito Joe Pole Qualifying. Scuff session underway. The Larry King Law Modified mentioned just one race for them on the docket this evening. They are race number 3 of 7. 40 laps is the distance. It has been a very, very tough season for all of our competitors. Very, very competitive for at least the top 4 positions. Spencer Conrad and Brad Adams tied for the points lead as it stands right now. The rookie and the defending champ. How about that? Leading the way. 3 wins in favor of not the veteran. That's right, the rookie leads the way with 3 wins. Number 77 has been stout this year. Brad has the 1 win, but very consistent results have him tied at the top. Rick Kadovic, 2-time winner this season, currently 3rd in points. Chris Roberts, who's not racing tonight, but that car is. Talk more about that in a moment. Currently 6th in points. He's got a win. And Matt Carter made a one-off last week, or a couple weeks ago, I should say, for the Sean Paluzzo Memorial. He was able to get a win that night. He is the only other winner this season. Willis Scott, Eric McPherson, the other 2 full-time competitors, still looking for their first career checkered flags. I want to give a shout out to everybody watching with us live on Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in. Phyllis Bryant says, good luck, Scott, in the number 13. She's cheering on Willis in the hot and cold supply at number 13 modified. Aaron Goodman says, let's go CB back in the modified. Just mentioned the number 11 is back tonight. Chris Roberts not behind the wheel. That's because Cars Tour race winner Chase Burrow is former Sean Paluzzo Memorial winner in the modified class. He knows how to get it done around here. That car showed good speed in the practice session earlier. Put those 2 together. And just had the winning combination for 40 laps. Tonight we'll have to wait and see. Wanda Collins says, let's go number 13. A lot of Willis Scott fans tuning in. Thomas Carter asks, have the late models already qualified? No, sir, they are going to be last. We'll do the modifieds. We'll jump to Pro 6 after this. Then it'll be the Legends 5th division, and then the 6th division will be the late models. You can see them lining up there on pit lane. They're just going through tech inspection right now, so it should be just a few more minutes. We'll get through a couple more divisions, and the late models will qualify for their first of 2 twin 50s. That's going to be race number 2 and then race number 5 later this evening. Sean Redmond says, let's go Chase Burrow. He's cheering on the Flying 11. Alicia Adams says, go Brad Adams. She's cheering on her other half. Driver 3 looking for his second win this season. See if that 3 car can get it done. And here he's getting tied for the points lead with rookie Spencer Conrad. And right the ship. It's been a tough couple of weeks for that 3 car. Brad, she's not been too pleased with the way that car drives. Hopefully they've got it dialed in tonight. The defending champ can retake his place atop of the standings.
Some of these modified cars are a little finicky, and they like cold weather or they like the hot weather. And Brad might be one of those cars that just the cooler weather suits that race car chassis, and because that's where he got most of his early wins this season, and most of them last year that led to the championship.
That's a great point, Buck. Yeah, he did win the season opener, so it's been kind of hit or miss this season based on the atmosphere of Larry King Long Langley Speedway. And yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see when the cooler months come in if that 3 car maybe goes on a tear. Either way, he's been extremely consistent, and that's what's got him tied at the top. So if it ain't broke, I guess don't fix it. But I know they would love to collect more checkered flags. It's been a couple of months since he's done it. We'll have to wait and see who gets the pole tonight. I believe Brad was fastest in one of the rounds of practice, so maybe tonight could be their night. Cars are just coming back to pit lane right now for the scuff session. Put the red and black flags out, make sure the track is good to go, and then we will send them for their 2-lap qualifying session. Again, just 1 race tonight, no twin races for the modifieds, just a 40-lap dash, the 3rd race on the docket. They are following the Who's Your Driver late models on the evening. Last time we had a 40-lap race for the modifieds, it was Rick Godovic that got the win. So driver 64 could be feeling pretty good about it. We'll have to wait and see if he can do it again tonight. He's got his good buddy there, Matt Carter there, team owner, poking things over. He's checking tire pressures on pit road. Not a bad guy to have in your corner when you're Rick Godovic. You have a multi-time champion, countless wins for driver 78. Just got his first win in a couple of years. Last weekend, should say 2 weekends ago, under the Sean Paluzzo Memorial double header. Great to see Matt back in a race car, and said maybe he'll be back later this year, so we'll have to wait and see about that. First car to take a lap is going to be Willis Scott in the number 13 machine. He's ready to get after it. Comes into tonight P4 in the point standings. Hot, cold supply, the partner on that race car. And it's been a tough year for Willis, who is getting back into racing. This is his first season at Langley, and it's been tough to learn that race car. But he's been getting after it. He's been on the Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News show, and said he's having some fun, but it's been tough. So we hope that they get some speed in that race car and compete for wins. It'd be cool to see Willis get the victory lane. He's won other things in other forms of motorsports, but right now learning the oval racing pedigree and going fast in a modified. Will be the first car to lay down a lap.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy getting used to a racetrack like Langley, too, with such limited banking and the lateral grip being such a high-performance issue. Scott working around the racetrack. He just said Willis Scott in the number 13 machine out on the racetrack for the 13 on modifieds. Across the stripe, see the white flag come out as 17.915. Starts qualifications for Mosquito Joe. Pole qualifying for the modifieds.
Back in turns 3 and 4, the number 13 looks pretty planted well through the middle of the corner. Back into the throttle there and picks up some speed. 17.590 seconds. That'll wrap up the run for Willis Scott. Now on track, here's the aforementioned Flying 11, not being driven by Chris Roberts. It is in fact Chase Burrow behind the wheel. Good to have Chase back with us in a modified. He's made multiple starts in the late models this year. Mentioned he's here for the Cars Tour night. Went on and won that race raced last week in the Hampton Heat. Didn't have as good of a result, I'm sure, as he was hoping for. But either way, it was great to see him out here competing. And good to have him back in a modified. He knows how to get it done around here. He's done it in years past. Right now, he's quickest at a 17.230. Look at that car get out of shape as he goes into the corner there. Back end trying to beat the front end to the corner entry as he goes even faster there. 17.084 seconds. Puts him at the top of the board with just 2 cars that have put down a lap. Here's the other driver that is looking for his first win this year. That is Eric McPherson in the number 16. Currently P5 in points. Hasn't made every race this season, but whenever he does, he's been fun to watch. And again, another driver just trying to learn things and get after it each and every week. Black and blue, number 16, is going to lay down its first lap of the afternoon. Currently third out of 3, 18.031 seconds.
Yeah, Eric, a great guy. If you ever get a chance to come out here to Larry King Law's Langley Speedway and get down here in the pit area after the races, great gentleman to meet, driver of the 16 machine. Oh, you talked about him having some fun. Man, that thing is geared for kill tonight. It sounds amazing down here. It sounds different from any other modified we're listening to today as McPherson completes with a 17.614 P3 at the moment.
Yeah, our broadcast director, Justin Kern, and I were just discussing that. That 11 car has got a very unique sound to it, and it sounds fast. Not only looks fast, but it is fast. 17.084 seconds. He is the quickest driver so far, although that could change. Here's the rookie sensation, Spencer Conrad. Just like that, goes to the top, 16.904 seconds. His first season in oval competition. He's a very accomplished road course racer, teaming up with Tommy Spencer and the Tommy Spencer Motorsports. It used to be the number 47, now it's the 77. They are a 3-time winner this season, multiple poles. He's looking to add another one here tonight. 16.97 on lap number 2, slows down just a bit. Here's the other driver that's tied for the points lead. Defending champ Brad Adams in the number 3 car. Man, been a great season for Brad, but man, 1 win on the season. Nobody's looking for more, and that win could come here tonight. See if he's got the speed in it for qualifying. Maybe not quite the lap there. 17.112 seconds. That's third, a couple of tenths off.
Yeah, Brad trying to chop some time off on lap number 2. He's going to work through 3 and 4. And a little bit loose, it looks like, as soon as he touched the throttle, but still quick. How about that? A 17.044. Still a tenth, almost a tenth and a half off of Spencer.
He got about half of what he needed. It was 3 tenths, now it's a tenth and a half. Currently second from Brad, 17.044 seconds. Driver 3 currently second as it stands. Here's the final modified to qualify here. It's Rick Godovic. We mentioned the last time these cars ran 40 laps. This driver put it on pole and brought it to victory lane. First lap for the 64, P2, 17.015 seconds. He got about a tenth and some change to go. He wants to eclipse Spencer Conrad lap. Here he comes into turn number 3 and 4. Back end of the race car, dancing around just a little bit. He's back on the loud pedal there, a little bit of wheel spin, and he goes quickest, 16.781 seconds. Godovic will lead him to the green flag for tonight's 40-lap feature. The veteran looking to tie Spencer Conrad and get his his third win on the year.
Yeah, one of the cool little factoids on Rick Godovic, he's a singer part-time. How about that? He likes to do vocals. Has been playing around with a couple of cover bands, playing some stuff, and he's been in the recording studio a few times. Actually has videos out that you can find on YouTube where he's covering a couple of Depeche Mode songs from the 80s.
Godovic, a great follow on social media all around, and occasionally he'll talk to his good buddy Ricky Smoot. Haven't heard much from Ricky this season, but either way, Godovic is fast. He will lead us to the green flag alongside the Spencer Conrad machine. Brad Adams, Chase Burrow in row 2. Row number 3 is going to be Willis Scott, Eric McPherson. Again, 40 laps is the distance. Race number 3 on the docket. Coming up next, it's the Pro 6 Division presented by Virginia 811. They have got the 6th race on the docket. They're going to go at it for 25 laps around. They will be next up on Mosquito Joe pole qualifying here at Langley Speedway. ready to go Pro 6 qualifying here on Facebook and YouTube. Want to give a shout out to our good buddy Andrew Roden, who's watching. He and his wife expecting a baby here in the near future. 3-time winner has called it for a season. Andrew, we miss you at the racetrack, buddy. We cannot wait to have you back here after the rest of 2025. And I know this division misses racing against you, or maybe they don't. That 51 car was so fast here each and every week. 3 wins for driver 51. The rest of the field, only 2 wins combined. That goes to Matt Dale. Here's Chris Bechtel on the racetrack, Super Truck champion, and pretty much the man with a plan on the Super Truck side of things as it stands. That number 57 truck has been lights out fast, but the 67 Pro 6 has had its fair share of issues. They seem to have turned the corner with it. We'll have to wait and see here tonight how good they really are. 17.972 seconds on the first lap. 17.792 on lap 2. Good pickup for the 67.
Yeah, Bechtel said they're cutting in closer and closer with this Pro 6 machine, trying to get it to the very front. And so looking pretty stout already for this afternoon, and definitely looking for a great racing effort.
And to Buck's point, they definitely have been getting quicker and quicker, just chipping away at it here as of late. That car just seems to be getting better and better. They're not quite there yet, I don't think. But tonight could change all of that. We'll have to wait and see. The next car to take a lap, that's the 95 of Ray Roman. New look for Ray in the last couple of weeks. The bright blue Dynaco colors on the Ford Mustang in that number 95. He's been running part-time this season, having some fun in the 6-cylinder late model bodies. His second lap is an 18.525 second lap, so good speed there for him. I believe there's just one driver left to go. This is the aforementioned Matt Dale. The 07 leads the way by 2 markers over Chris Bechtel coming into tonight. He's got 2 wins on the season, looking to make it 3 here and tie Andrew Road. We'll have to wait and see if he can do it. But they have been the car to beat when the 51 is not here. Let's see what can happen here tonight. 17.477. Just like that, he goes to the top of the board. We'll see if he decides to run the second lap. Indeed, looks like he will. He's going to stay in it here down the back straightaway and into turn 3. The 07 coming back to the checkered flag. Matt Dale looking for another pole here in Pro 6 competition. He's going to get a little bit more there, 17.428 seconds. That's going to put the 07 on top. 3 cars that have qualified. Matt Dale, Chris Bechtel, and Ray Roman, the only 3 drivers to take some time. I believe we have a couple more cars that will be racing later, but either way, only 3 cars have taken a lap, and it is Matt Dale once again on top.
Yeah, another factoid on some of these drivers, it's Matt Dale, and I'll tell you what, he used to be a standout in the Legends Series. Bunches of wins at Southside Speedway, here at Langley, and other places. So Matt Dale, definitely a top competitor every time he climbs in a race car.
ready to get back after it with Mosquito Joe Pole qualifying in the Cycle City Corp Legends Division. Driver 11, Cody Carlton, on the racetrack. Hearing he might have missed the driver's meeting, so he's only going to get one lap here on the stopwatch. We'll see what Cody has in store here. Stays it back down in turns 1 and 2. Just one win on the season for Cody Carlton. In fact, everybody has one win except for Tommy Jackson. He got his second win a few weeks ago. First of the season. First lap for Cody, 18.189 seconds. It's going to be a lap everybody shoots for it. We'll be pulling it in right now as we welcome Colin Maxim to the racetrack. Driver 6 is going to be second on the board. Looks like we're having a bit of issues with our timing and scoring, race fans, so we do apologize for the technical difficulties. Colin Maxim's first lap, 18.612 seconds on the number 6. Currently P2 as it stands right now. He's back in turns 3 and 4. The black and yellow number 6 machine goes across the stripe, 18.640 seconds. A terrific field of legends here ready to get after it. Counting maybe 16 or 18 in total, it is going to be an awesome night for our old automobiles, the replicas from 1930s and 40s. 25 laps is going to be the distance. It's a national qualifier event, so very, very important. And again, they are race number 7. They are going to cap off the evening here tonight. The final race to go, Traffic Safety Supplies race night. James Folds on the racetrack in the number 15 machine. 18.733 seconds is his first lap. He's headed back to turns 3 and 4 right along the bottom of the racetrack. Gets a little bit up the hill there through the middle. Grabs the checkered flag there. 18.7 on the stopwatch. P3 out of 3. Here's Fastlane, Mason Weekly on track in the number 48. Mason, the 13-year-old, has one win under his belt. Got it in the season finale last year. Good to hear him on 106.1 radio and WTKR News this week. It was great to see those stories put out about the young man who is really doing great things. He is P4 in points. Very consistent every single week as he puts down an 18.242 second lap. The young man currently second out of 4. Next car on track, this is Ryan Cooper in the number 95. Ryan's been running with us the entire season up to this point. Been a tough year for the 95, but they are getting after it every single week and getting that car better and better. P4 right there on lap 1, 18.639 seconds. And again, race fans, we do apologize. We're having some issues with our timing and scoring. That's why you're not seeing the ticker on the Facebook Live and YouTube broadcast. Hoping to get those issues resolved. We read the lap times to you as they come across, but right now we're dealing with some issues. It's still the 11 of Cody Carlton on top. Right now everybody chasing that lap that he put down. 18.662 for Ryan Cooper on lap 2. Sees him P4 at the moment. Watching driver 9 on the racetrack. I believe this is Jake Owens. We've got a few different number 9s with us here this evening and no timing and scoring at the moment. So unfortunately we can't confirm that, but we do believe again this is Jake Owens on track. 18.297 seconds on lap 1 has him provisionally P3. And on lap number 2, 18.266 on the number 9. So a good pair of laps for Owens at the moment. Watching JP Peisel on track. New look for JP this season in the number 96 machine. Sharp looking colors for Peisel. He's headed back to turns 3 and 4. And everybody's still chasing that Cody Carlton lap time as it stands right now. Number 11 is quickest. 18.721 for the 96 on lap 1. Peisel's digging back to turns 1 and 2. Can bring that lap time down. on lap 2. A couple of tenths pickup for the 96 puts him 4th provisionally at the moment. 18.562 for the 96. Here's Spencer Saunders on the racetrack. Spencer and his wife just became parents a few weeks ago. Big congratulations to them. They've been taking some time off. And Spencer posted on social media he's excited to be back this week in the number 7 car. Great to have him back. He's always a fun driver to watch, always very competitive. Has not won in quite some time, but we know he's ready to get back to victory lane, and they're working feverishly to do so. 18.299 seconds on his first lap puts him 4th at the moment. He's back in turns 3 and 4 now for the final time. Let's see if he can bring that lap time down to 18.299 to a 2.76, so picks up a couple of 100s. Still stays in the 4th spot. Next car on the racetrack, this is Andrew Sheffield, who's got a bumper bar hanging off the rear end of that machine. So problems for Andrew Sheffield. But either way, that car is still out there at full speed, so it doesn't seem to be affecting him too much. Don't see that every day here on one of these cars, Buck Bruce.
Yeah, it looks like they got the bolt in the right side, but it came out of the left side. I don't see anything down here, so it may not just have been, might have been just a mistake in the outside pits and never got the bolt back in there.
Maybe just running a little bit behind or trying to get the car out. Either way, no sparks. It looks like it's just sitting high enough to where it's not brushing on the racetrack. So that's the good news for the 54, who is P5 on lap 1. It stays P5 right there. So the sophomore competitor trying to make it happen right here in the number 54, former Bando winner. That's Andrew Sheffield on the racetrack. Here's the guy that's been the man as of lately, Tommy Jackson Jr. in the number 87. Mentioned he became the first repeat winner back on July 5th when these cars were last on track. And he won that race by a margin, some 5 seconds from the pole. Tommy was absolutely dominant that night, looking to carry that momentum into tonight. Doing that so far, quickest on the stopwatch, 17.863 seconds, puts him P1 at the moment. However, 87 looking to go back-to-back and get his 3rd win on the season. He's your points leader as it stands right now. Just looking to pad the points lead. Right now leads by 6 markers over Charlie Beals. So Tommy Jackson, quickest right now, 17.872 on lap 2. Sees that run come to a close. Watching driver 51 on the racetrack right now.
Scotty B.
Scotty's been out with us a couple of times. Good to have him back with us. That car is very, very sharp. Right now it's very fast. Buck Bruce, P2 on the board. The Stars and Stripes flying around this racetrack. .970 for the 51. Great lap for Scotty. Currently 2nd on the board. Here's Bryson Nichols in the number 80 machine, former Bando champion here at Langley, getting his first season under his belt in Legends competition. Buck, he had some fun at Charlotte, picked up a win a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's really cutting his teeth now and getting his feet in hardcore down there at Charlotte in these Legend machines. He dominated down there as well as here at Langley and Bandolero competition a couple of seasons ago, so now really coming to his own in these Legend machines for the U.S. Legends Series. So nice to see that happening for one of our local cats going down to Charlotte Motor Speedway and capturing a W.
And to Buck's point, he was absolutely lights out here in the Bando. Won almost every single race on the way to a championship here last year. 18.457 on the stopwatch for the Hornet, number 80 machine. That's Bryson Nichols, who is currently outside the top 5. Again, race fans, we do apologize. We're still dealing with some timing and scoring issues at the moment. It's still Tommy Jackson on top. Scotty Benford is P2. Cody Carlton, Mason Weekley, and Jake Owens, your top 5. They are your top 5 qualifiers. 13 cars have now taken a lap. This is Brian May in the 22. Brian's had a very quiet and successful season. P5 in points as it stands right now. It's been a great year for him, for his first win. Proud partner of his, Portsmouth Casino, Rivers Casino in Portsmouth, that is, on the number 22. Brian's 2nd lap, good enough for 3rd quickest. Great lap for him, 18.212 seconds on the number 22 machine.
This is the 55 of James Murray out on the racetrack now, buddy.
don't have anything on the 55, so I believe this is James's first start with us this season. Good to have him out here from Fredericksburg, Virginia, in the number 55 car, that is. James's first lap, currently 14th quickest. Number 55 headed back to turns 1 and 2, trying to bring that lap time down. Across the stripe he goes, 18.642 on the stopwatch, so good pair of laps for that driver.
And Josh Lowe, the driver of the 23.
Love across the stripe for one more lap. Great lap for Lowe. He is P3 in the number 23. 18.067 seconds. Now the driver on the racetrack, driver 77, ready to turn some laps. The Gibbs machine, they've been out here a few times this season.
Yeah, Jake Gibbs in the 77 machine.
Sharp-looking ride he's got there, the white and red colors, the number 77 on the side. Jake is P16 at the moment, so a little bit of work left to do here for him on his second lap. Everybody's still chasing that Tommy Jackson lap, Jake Benford, and the rest of the field following just behind him. Picks it up to 15th there for the 77 of Gibbs.
And Alex Slayton in the 9X coming out right now.
Slayton, another one of those drivers in the number 9. We've got about 2, maybe 3 cars that are number 9 here this afternoon, so going to be a challenge for us announcers, but that's okay, we've got it covered. Slayton back in turns 3 and 4. He too making his first start here with us. Slayton P12 on lap 2, so good pickup for the number 9X machine. Excuse me, that was actually just the first lap for Slayton. He's going to go across the stripe one more time, pick it up to P11. So the number 9 right there is 11th fastest out of 17 drivers. Just a few left to go. Not much of a better shot here at the pole than this cat. Talking about Charlie Beals, the number 5B, multi-time race winner here at Langley, second in points. Got to win this season. He has been tearing it up over at Dominion Raceway. Charlie and that team have got that place figured out. And right now he's going to have a shot at the pole just because that's how good that car is. P3 on lap 1, 18.001 seconds. The flying number 5 going back to turns 3 and 4. Get a little bit more out of it here. Let's see if he can dethrone the Tommy Jackson machine. A little loose off of the corner there for the 5B. He's going to stay in third. 18.054 seconds. Falls off by about half a tenth. $18 cars have qualified. We still have 2 more cars left. That is how amazing this Legends field is, race fans. Again, race number 7. They're going to cap off the evening. You're going to want to stay up for that. It is going to be quite the show. Driver 28 making his first start of the season here with us as well. This is going to be Taylor Mine, in the number 28. Good to have Taylor here at the track.
Taylor actually used to be a cameraman out here at Langley, so pretty neat situation of the change in jobs here, going from operating a camera to actually turning the wheel around the racetrack.
How about that? Yeah, Taylor worked for us over at the Flow Racing side and now turning some laps here in the number 28 machine. Good to see him out here and having some fun. Car doesn't quite look to be handling like he would like it to. He's a little up the hill in turns 3 and 4. But has completed his first lap right now, 19th as it stands. P19 for the number 28, who is from Wilsons, Virginia, just up the road. actually that is going to do it for the 28, or maybe got Chris Fahid on the racetrack in the number 9 returning with us. And still had the 28 out there, so not sure what happened. But either way, it's Fahid's turn to qualify. Great lap for Chris. He's got a P10 starting spot provisionally as it stands right now. And we still got the 28 turning some laps, so Taylor trying to get some extra practice laps in. We're going to have to bring him down to pit road. Either way, watching Fahid turn laps, he is currently 8th on the stopwatch. P8 for Chris Fahid, a 3-time karting state champion. Maurice Electrical Supply, Tamick for Nurseries, REM Concrete and Solutions, Shade and Wise Brick Garage Force, Top Notch Tin and Auto, and Clean Again, the power washing partners on that number 9 machine. So that's going to wrap things up for our Legends category. Tommy Jackson Jr. picking up where he left off a couple of weeks ago, from the win in that race to now putting it on the pole. Driver 87 looking for his 3rd win on the season. Again, the only repeat winner up to this point, looking to add a 3rd win and pad the points lead even more. 5 divisions in the books now for Mosquito Joe Pool qualifying race fans. That means there's just one more left to go. The Who's Your Driver late models are next. Time to go qualifying with the Who's Your Driver late model, 7 days removed from the Hampton Heat 200. One of those drivers that participated, young Aiden Millett, the limited late model champion from 2024, had a great first half of the race last week. Ultimately got caught up in some contact and had a tire rub that cut down one of his tires and ultimately did not get the finish that he was looking for. Either way, he's back for more here this weekend. What a story it would be for the young man to get his first late model stock win, as his good friend Riley Music did about a month or so ago. Millett finishes the scuff lap, comes off turn 4, and sees the green flag.
Millett rotating the bottom of turns 1 and 2, starting his qualifications right now, working down the backstretch. He's got a smooth-looking race car all day long in the main heat earlier today that was on the racetrack. So now his son on the front stretch, mostly a little bit of shade on the back, a 16.020 to start qualification. Pretty stout.
Speaking of stout, he qualified 4th out of the 38 cars that were here last weekend. So plenty of great speed in that number 9 car, whether it was a limited or a late model stock, does not matter. It is fast, 15.977 seconds for the number 9. Next driver to take a lap, this is Cole Bruce in the number 31 car. It's been a tough few weeks for this 31 team. Cole is making his return after losing his father, Robert, just a few weeks ago. Robert had a heart attack here at the racetrack, was treated at a nearby hospital, and ultimately passed away. We continue to think about the Bruce family during this time. If you look on the hood, race fans, you see the logo, RBR, Robert Bruce Racing, on this number 31 Clubtails Toyota. Former race winner this season, 4th in points. Cole Bruce back in turn 3.
Yeah, Cole able to get that win earlier this season and celebrate it with his dad Dale and Dale Lemons victory lane, so that meant a lot to him. And then this entire family down here, a bunch of other race teams actually coming to his aid today to make sure he can come and get back behind the wheel and do what his dad and him both loved, and that's drive this race car.
Race fans, if you have a second, go check out NASCAR.com in their regional section. Brandon White, one of the correspondents over there, put out a great article about Cole and his family, about how they're adjusting to life as a race team without their leader and crew chief, Robert Bruce. Again, continue to think about the Bruce family. Here's Woody Howard on track, 4-time winner this season. Woody, 2nd in points, had a top 4 finish last Saturday night. Great run for him. He's 2nd in the Virginia Triple Crown standings. Going to Martinsville with a shot at $20,000. Woody's first lap starting right now, as it is Cole Bruce quickest over Aiden Millette. Woody Howard, the 3rd car to put down a lap. Number 41 Chevrolet has been lights out this season. Woody has got a new lease on racing this year. They completely remodeled this race car. They have come out with a whole new mentality. It has completely changed things over there at that race team. And right now he goes to the top, 15.762 seconds. Quickest out of the 3 drivers so far. Off turn 4 to the checkered flag, 15.732 seconds. That's going to wrap up his qualifying run. We shift our focus now to the young gun. Riley Music also picked up a win earlier this season. 5th in points. It has been a terrific 2nd late model stock season for the young man, the grandson of 7-time Phil Warren. Unfortunately did not get a chance to participate last Saturday in the Hampton Heat. They had to withdraw from the event, but we're happy to have them back. Riley's first lap starting right now. The green flag has flown. Back in turns 1 and 2. Running the green and yellow machine here. As of the last couple of weeks, that car has really made itself known. Every time it hits the racetrack, it is absolutely flying. Right there, Riley goes 3rd, quickest out of 4. Solid lap, 15.932 seconds.
Yeah, Riley's always loved those Cold Trickle Days of Thunder kind of colors, and that's what his bando carried. That's what everything carried, but he's always carried his grandpa's 47 on the sides of that machine. So shutting her off, doing a plug check across the start-finish line for a 16.344. So lap number 2 definitely not going the way Riley wanted.
Maybe an issue there for the 47 either way. Not the 2nd lap they were looking for. Still good enough for 3rd. Here's another driver that made a start in the Hampton Heat last week. Unfortunately had overheating issues and didn't get to finish. But either way, it was still good to see him out there. This is Jacob Derrick, multi-time limited late model race winner here in Hampton. Looking for his first late model stock win in that number 88 Chevy Camaro. Let's see if Jacob can go down and have a shot at this Woody Howard pole lap. Right now it's Woody Howard, Cole Bruce, Riley Music, and Aiden Millette, the 4 drivers that have taken time so far. First lap, 16.098 seconds. It's 5th out of 5 for Derrick.
I was just looking down at this. Out of the 5 drivers who have taken time so far today for these late model stock cars, 4 of them are graduates from the Bandoleros.
4 of them are probably under the age of about 24. It is extremely bright, talking about the future of late model stock racing here in Hampton. Millette right now is 4th. Jacob Derrick stays 5th. And Mark Wirtz is on the racetrack. Kind of the polar opposite, if you will, kind of youth versus experience. He's got more experience, that's for sure. Talking about Mark and this number 55 machine. They have had their hands full with this car all season long. 7th in points, looking for his first win in over a season. It has been a tough go of it with a double nickel, but either way, they are looking for a good result tonight. Man, do this team some good to run well. They did not run last Saturday. They're focusing on full season competition here at Langley. The first lap for him, 15.905, puts him third.
And a happy anniversary to Tom and TJ Keene, the owners of CorvetteParts.net, the sponsor aboard the quarter panels of this Corvette, working its way off of turn number 4 and works a little bit slow on lap 2, 16.025, so that 15.905 will hold him in the third spot at the moment.
P3 for the double nickel, third out of 6. Here's Greg Edwards on the racetrack, 7-time and defending track champion, 2-time winner this season. Currently leads the point standings coming into tonight. This is a driver that was supposed to kind of take the year off or maybe just run a few select races. Then as you went through 2024, you talked to Greg and he says, yeah, we're going to run maybe half the schedule. And he says, you know what? We're going to run the full schedule. They just cannot stay away from the racetrack. And why would you? You have that kind of speed in this gold and red number 21. Points leader, 2 wins on the season. Very, very consistent results. Lap 1 for the 21, P5 out of 7. Greg did run last week in the Hampton Heat, but did not run this race car. He was trying something a little different with their backup car, but didn't have the result they were looking for. Finished outside the top 20. And he comes across the stripe one more time. Can he improve? No, stays 5th. So Greg gonna have a little bit of work to do here this evening.
Yeah, this field's very tight. Right now, 3.5 tenths from first to last at the moment as Donovan Edwards takes the green flag to start his scuff lap before the lap start counting. Woody Howard with that 15.732 and a 16.098 for Jacob Derrick. The 7 cars that have taken time, that's the split.
Very, very tight all the way through the field. Donovan going to start his lap this time around. The son of 6-time champ Danny Edwards got the flash on the grill tape of that number 27. It's always been a nice touch to see as we watch the 27 come up off the racetrack, bottom of the racetrack. He's in his first full-time late model stock season. He's a limited late model race winner here at Langley. Trying to get this number 27 dialed in 2025. Top 10 in points as it stands right now, so been a solid year for Donovan. He comes off turn number 4. He's going to stay P8. And the number 27, 16.150 seconds. So from son, let's go to dad now. The number 26 of Danny Edwards, Batman on the grill tape, the nose of that Chevy Camaro. P3 in points for the number 26, Danny's Glass Chevrolet. A quiet season for Danny. He's had a couple of sniffs at a win this year, but has not gotten to Dale Emmons victory lane yet. No, he's ready to do it. We'll see if he can get it done in either race here this evening. Back straightaway and into turn 3. The car right along the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to see the white flag waving just in front of him. First lap for the 26th. Right now P9 on lap 1, so not the lap Danny was looking for. Let's see if he can improve something on lap number 2. And actually, as I look now, he's going to be P6, so a little bit of a pickup there with timing and scoring. He is 6th out of 9. Lap number 2, what does it have for the number 26? Goes up to 3rd. Great lap for Danny right now behind Woody Howard and Cole Bruce. Danny Edwards going to line up provisionally P3. One car left to go. It is the number 51 of Ryan Matthews. Ryan also competed in the Hampton Heat last week. See if the number 51 can get things rolling this season. Been another solid season for Ryan. He picked up his first 2 career wins in this division last season. Still looking for that first win of 2025. They have been just about each and every week, just kind of chipping away at it here, getting closer, trying to find that success that they had last year. Lap 1 in the books for the number 51. Going to put him P8 as it stands right now. 8th out of 10 drivers. Back straightaway into turn 3 for Ryan Matthews. What can he do here on lap number 2? Does he have anything for the Woody Howard top spot? Survey says no, not quite. Stays P8, and that is going to wrap things up. Woody Howard going to get the pole. Driver 41 will lead us to the green flag. Tip of the cap to driver 31. He's going to line up outside the front row. Cole Bruce in the Clubtails Toyota. Great run for that team. Going to be fun to watch here later tonight. Again, that's race number 2 on the docket, race fans. That is going to set things up for the first of 2 twin 50s. And it's Woody Howard looking to lead the way. He's down there with Buck Bruce ready to celebrate.
Yes, sir. I tell you, Woody, this team's not going down at all this season, man. You guys came out swinging.
Yeah, I think we learned a little bit in the Hampton Heat. You know, we've been learning all year, and Yeah, I'm excited. We're getting more and more confident. The team's just working together great. You know, we're having a good time, and I think that shows.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man, the speed, like I said, you came out the box with W's, being able to take care of business, coming in tonight with a pole with almost a tenth to yourself.
Yeah, we'll take it. This is our second pole of the year, so I'm typically not known for qualifying, so I feel really good about the car. I think we learned a little bit, you know, like I said, running behind Waltz there in the Hampton heat, and this right here was going to tell. We basically, you know, it's kind of hard to try during the daytime in the heat during practice. I told the guys, I said, let's just put it on the car. We'll see if it works. I was pretty confident it was going to be better, and sure enough, it shows at least a little bit better in qualifying. So we'll see what happens in the race.
There you go, 2 races tonight, but race number 1 will be led to the green flag by Woody Howard in the number 41.
Looking for his 5th win on the season. Could very well get it. Race fans, that is going to do it for Mosquito Joe Pole Qualifying. Thanks so much for joining us here this afternoon. Come on out and join us for Traffic Safety Supplies Race Night. The green flag is at 7 o'clock p.m. sharp. We'll be here at the racetrack live on Full Racing. If you're not in the area, we certainly recommend you do come to the racetrack because it's going to be a lot of fun. For Buckaroos on pit lane, Justin Kern, our director, our entire team, I'm Adam Elbrock saying so long from Hampton, Virginia. And thanks for watching on Facebook and YouTube. Congratulations to all our pole winners on another great afternoon for Mosquito Joe Pole Qualifying.